This is the story of Hawkeye in Marvel Rivals. My goal is to catch you up on the story so you can keep playing the game. Welcome to our Story of Marvel Rivals series, with this episode being brought to you by our YouTube channel members. If you would like to support the channel as well as get early access to videos and other perks, consider becoming a member. Also, if you are all interested in the Marvel movies and streaming series, check out the Council of the Multiverse podcast, where we review and rank the MCU as well as discuss the latest news, rumors, trailers, and more. The Council of the Multiverse is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and on YouTube. With that said, I welcome you to Chapter 1, Going South for the Winter. The story begins where all stories should. Clint and Barton, known as Hawkeye, boarding a Quinjet on a solo mission with limited information, just the way he likes it. The only certainty? The mission involves Hydra. As the Quinjet departs from a helicarrier stationed above Hawaii, Clint Barton keeps to himself, silently watching the endless expanse of the Pacific Ocean. He's never been much of a conversationalist, and extended mission prep isn't really his style. After a couple hours of silence, the pilot of the jet, Agent 13, breaks the quiet and says, "How you doing back there, stranger?" Clint, now Hawkeye, momentarily surprised that she's even there, responds dryly, asking about the destination. Agent 13 confirms what Clint already suspected, as Hawkeye asks, "We headed to Antarctica or what?" And she says, "Bingo." Clint goes through his gear: bow, arrows, swords, body armor, comms equipment, the Infinity Stones, night vision goggles, and emergency field rations. But as he digs through his kit bag labeled with his name, he finds cold weather gear, a clear indication of their true destination. And he cracks a joke. "So let me guess, you want me to stop Hydra poaching dinosaurs in the Savage Land?" Agent 13 corrects him. "No Savage Land for you, Hawkeye. We are in fact going to Ross Island." The real mission, however, is not just about Hydra. It's about Bucky Barnes. Agent 13 drops the bombshell. The target is a Hydra base on Ross Island. More specifically, the target is Bucky Barnes. And you may be listening right now to this video saying, "Hey, this great YouTuber, tell me the story. Did he just repeat the story beat twice?" And my response is, you are absolutely right. I gotta drill it into your head that we're going to pick up the Winter Soldier. You better lock in, because hearing Bucky's name sends a cold knot into Clint's stomach. He knows how hard Bucky had fought to free himself from Hydra's brainwashing before. The idea that he could be under their control again is almost unbearable. It forces Clint to wrestle with the dark question: if Bucky had been compromised, could he do what needed to be done? I mean, he'd done worse during his Ronin years, but he'd also left Ronin behind. He was Hawkeye again. He was an Avenger. And sensing his apprehension, Agent 13 reassures him. "It's not what you think. Judging by the expression on your face," as she explains that 3 days ago, Bucky infiltrated the Hydra base at Chitaris Mount to gather intelligence. He maintained brief comms for the first few hours of his mission, but as of 8 hours after infiltration, contact was lost. The worst is assumed because Bucky is currently a Hydra captive. And then Hawkeye asks, "Why Chitaris Mount?" So then Agent 13 reveals that the Hydra base is tunneled into the Erebus ice shelf, an ancient and formidable location. More than that though, Hydra has a history of aligning with occult symbolism. And in Greek mythology, Erebus was the son of chaos, the gate between the world of the living and the underworld. Hydra's involvement suggests there might be something more than just standard military operations at play. And then Clint starts to mutter to himself, "An occult angle. So I should expect to run into monsters from the Greek underworld?" Now, Agent 13 doesn't confirm nor deny that, but she does mention super soldier research, something Bucky was very clear about before communications were lost. As the Quinjet nears the drop zone, Clint preps his weapons and reflects on his past. The conversation with Agent 13 about being an Avenger stirs old wounds. As she says, once an Avenger, always an Avenger. Now she says this playfully, even nudging him on the shoulder as she says it, but for Clint, it's never been that simple. Even when he was an Avenger, he never really felt like one. I think he begins to explain that. He says, it wasn't easy feeling like you were an equal member of a team when all you could do was shoot a bow. And the other team members could call lightning or lift 100 tons. That feeling of inadequacy is what drove him to become Ronin, a samurai without a master. Clint abandoned his identity as Hawkeye in the past as he traded in his bow for blades. And for years, he operated in the shadows, targeting street-level criminals. You have drug lords, traffickers, your mother, your father, people the Avengers simply did not have time for while they were busy fighting Thanos or Dormammu or Dr. Victor Von Doom. But Ronin's justice became increasingly ruthless. He made the world better because there were a lot of people alive because of Ronin, but also there were a lot of people that never got back up because of him. And in one night in Istanbul, he wiped out an arms trafficker and his entire fleet of 20 bodyguards. And standing over the aftermath, he realized something terrifying. He had stopped holding himself to any standard beyond what he thought was right. And Hawkeye says he was close to crossing the line, nearly becoming a pure vigilante nut like Frank Castle. It was only a few steps from there to becoming a villain, such as the Vulture, or like Killmonger, or your mother, or your father. That was when he knew he needed to come home, to the Avengers, to being Hawkeye. But he would never fully leave Ronin behind. He can't. Now, with Bucky Barnes in Hydra's hands, Clint is on the verge of stepping back into that ruthless, aggressive, no rules mindset. But he makes a decision as he says, no, Bucky is going to survive. Hawkeye is going to find him. Not Ronin, Hawkeye. So as they reach the drop zone, Agent 13 gives the go-ahead. We are in the drop zone. We'll open the cargo door on your go. And Clint immediately says, go. The Antarctic wind rips the breath right from his lungs as he jumps into the unknown. Right into the Hydra base. And that, my rivals, is the end of chapter 1. And this is a good story, man. We got some background on Hawkeye. He was Ronin at this point already. And he is on a mission to save the Winter Soldier. And this right here, the Hydra base, is the map that we play on in the game right now currently. So that's very interesting. Agent 13 is mentioned here. I'm wondering if at some point in the future we get her as a playable character. Although I personally doubt it. I don't know how she would, be that much different than say like a Black Widow or ironically a Hawkeye. But I'm just pointing it out there. That could be a thing in the future. They even mentioned the Savage Land, famous X-Men location. We are one step closer to getting Professor Charles Xavier in this game. Very exciting stuff. But let me know what you thought of the story. What'd you think? What's your favorite part? What do you think they're cooking up? And after you're done doing that, please leave a like on the video. It helps it get out to more people. It helps grow the channel. I would appreciate that very much. Also, again, if you'd like to support even further, we have YouTube channel memberships available. Or if you want to just help out with a one-time payment, we have super thanks available as well. Check out the Council of the Multiverse podcast. We would love to have you in that conversation. Check out our Discord server. Join that if you would like. Would love to have you be part of the community. And with all that said, I thank you for watching. But hey, even though I thank you for watching, you have to remember, you and I, we are rivals till the end. And it does not matter if you take a Quinjet across the country to come save me from being brainwashed by Hydra. I am never going to forget that.